Ah! Ah! I have to do this again? Fine. I'm not afraid of you, Pittsburgh. Hi, everyone. Steve Dangle here on another episode of Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. The Leafs have won 10 of their last 11 games. And you'll forgive me for being a little concerned. No, not because the only game they lost out of those 11 is the one game I went to for the first time in 2 years. But, the last time the Leafs played the Penguins, it was during one of these streams, and did they get spanked. I'll walk you through that in a minute. But first, hey, Sportsnet now. It's a great thing. And you can have 20% off a great thing. Go to snnow.ca and use the promo code DANGLE, all caps, yell it, DANGLE20, because it's the number on my back, and you get 20% off. It's on my shoulder too. DANGLE20, you get 20% off for 3 months. snnow.ca, go there, you silly goose. Also, one thing that I do remember from that Pittsburgh Penguins stream that I enjoyed very much, something like 250 of you ended up donating money to my Easter Seals team. Yes, there it is, but that's not the fundraiser we're doing. You're very quick on the graphic, but that's not the one we're doing. We're doing Hockey Fights Cancer because the Leafs were, I've just thrown the whole stream into shambles because I screamed off the top of it, I'm sorry. But Hockey Fights Cancer. The Leafs were in their purple jersey. I'm sure the Penguins were too. If you go into the description of the video you're watching, Robert, can you throw it in the chat as well? If you go to either of those things in the chat or in the description, you'll go to the NHL's Hockey Fights Cancer site and you can make a donation to Hockey Fights Cancer. Because screw cancer. Are you team Leafs? Are you team Penguins? I'm team screw cancer. So, the last time that the Leafs played the Pittsburgh Penguins, you might remember that the Leafs lost 7-1. Here's what I didn't remember. That game was tied after the first period. What? Someone named Drew O'Connor, who may or may not actually exist, scored the first goal of that game. Jason Spezza scored to tie it up before the end of the first. Then the Penguins in the second period got goals from Mike Matheson, Jason Zucker, Drew O'Connor again, Marcus Pettersson, and in the third, Brian Boyle, and the man who was the first line center that evening, Evan Rodriguez on the power play. Those 2 goals, for anyone who thought there was going to be a comeback that evening, came in the first 2 minutes and 24 seconds. It was not a good night. Fun fact about Drew O'Connor, who got his second and third goals of the season that night, he has not scored since. Looks like his last game was November 13th. And after that 2-goal performance against the Leafs, his game's point totals were 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. Because the Leafs are the worst kind of magic in the entire world. We'll get to some of your questions before puck drop. Oh, hey, we've had a bunch of guests in recent weeks. Cabby, Cabral Richards, Jillian Fisher, Brad Rempel, country music star, last week. This week, Emily Agard, who is new to the Sportsnet team, and I'm really excited to speak to because we got to work together for a very brief time in 2017, and it was too brief. Gosh darn it, because together we were the hosts of the Maple Leaf Square watch parties where everyone packed into that tiny little place outside of the Leaf game and lost their minds. That was for Game 3 of the Leafs-Washington series, where Tyler Bozak won it in overtime. That was for Game 4, where the Leafs lost, but they almost had a really cool comeback, and that was from Game 6, where they got eliminated. But also, the home opener, Emily and I worked together the next season, Leafs against Rangers. Leafs blow a 5-1 lead. But they won. They won 8-5. If I'm not mistaken, they got a 5-1 lead in the second period and blew that same lead before the end of the period. So Emily and I, even though we've worked 4 games together, we've seen some things. Let's do some questions. Shout out Robert Malloy doing all the chatness. From Sean, do you think the Leafs sign Jack Campbell? I misread this question as, do you think they should sign Jack Campbell? Yeah, Sean, no, it's, do you think the Leafs sign Jack Campbell? How much? So what I have said previously, because Jack Campbell is a goalie who's doing well. He's had a good start to the season. Hasn't played a ton of games and doesn't have an extensive resume as a starter in the National Hockey League. So I was like, all right, who's a comparable? And I'm looking him up right now just to confirm what the contract is. But when I said all those things, I go, who's a fair comparable? Linus Ullmark. Now, keep in mind, I said this several weeks ago. Linus Ullmark had a great season on the very not great Buffalo Sabres, takes that to free agency this past summer, and he gets $5 million times 4. The Frederik Andersen contract, when he signed in Toronto, was $5 million times 5. And now, if the Leafs find a way to get Jack Campbell's number to anything under a 6, I think it's a victory, the way he's playing. I hate that as a fan base, we have to do this every year. Hey, this guy's playing well. Let's all dread the fact that they're playing well because the Leafs are going to have to pay that person. But Jack Campbell, there's a reason he's going to get paid. In 15 games, dude is a 9.44. With a 1.63 goals against average. Last year in the playoffs, he was a 9.34. God, I'm just never going to get over it. I really am not. Anything under 6, I don't care about the term, would be magical. Justin, Timothy Liljegren is in the lineup. Thoughts? Yeah, he should be. So I don't really think he did anything to leave the lineup. He was filling in for Justin Hall. And he played so well that Justin Hall didn't get in for, 5 straight games? I think even when Hall was put back in the lineup, I think it was Dermott who ended up getting booted, and it was Liljegren still playing with Sandin. He had maybe one off game, and then, Keefe wanted to use the rotation. That's fine. I'm excited to see how he does, because let's say he's brutal, right? Let's just say he's brutal. Well, Keefe should have never taken him out of the lineup. Well, at this stage in his career, he needs to be able to take a few nights off and then return. What if he were to get injured? He needs to be able to take a few nights off and then return. So hopefully this doesn't affect him at all. Hopefully he plays so well that Keefe is like, well, I have to play him tomorrow against the Islanders as well. By the way, gosh, do I hope the Leafs win tonight. 1, to avenge the 7-1 loss, but also they're going to play the second game ever at UBS Arena. John Tavares is coming home-ish. And Joseph Woll is going to be the starter. Underratedly terrible Mike Babcock decision as a coach. We're talking pure personnel decisions. The greatest hits are starting Nick Shore over Jason Spezza in the home opener. In Tavares' return to Long Island, Babcock started Garrett Sparks. Like, you talk about looking at hockey with no soul whatsoever. You can all look at me and go, listen, you can't plan that way, especially if you're a National Hockey League head coach. And I'm here to tell you, yes, you absolutely can. We're fans, and that game meant a lot to us. And we had to watch the Leafs get ritualistically slaughtered that evening. In big games, maybe start your starter, is all I'm saying. This situation's a little different. I'm not saying Keefe should be starting Campbell tomorrow, I'm saying good luck, Joseph. Michael, thoughts on Josh Hosang's goal? Yeah, do we know if it's legal to show that yet? Like, do we know if we have the rights and also if it's legal to show because it's so disgusting? Still confirming, okay. Thoughts on the goal. I mean, geez. This dude's going to mess around and get a contract, isn't he? Let's have a look at his stat skis. I think he's got a bit of the Brandon Peary, Andrew Mangiapane numbers going on. Yeah, a little bit. So in 12 games with the Marlies, he's got 12 points. So he's a point a game. 8 goals in those 12 games. 4 assists. 12 points. You know what's amazing? No. This is the... What? This season is the most goals Josh Hosang has scored at the professional level since the 16-17 season, when he had 10 for the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. Since then, he had 4 at the NHL level, 2 at the NHL level, 8 at the AHL, 8 at the AHL, 1 at the NHL, 3 at the AHL, 1 at the AHL, 0 in Sweden, 2 in Sweden, 8 in 12 games at the AHL level, and the dude is 25. This guy might get a contract. Because he kind of should. That is pretty good. Amazingly clean sheet when it comes to penalties, too. Historically. Only 2 penalty minutes. Dude's playing really well. Problem is, the Leafs can't call him up until he is signed. Brandon, pick 3 players across the NHL who will score tonight. Brandon, you got to split this coffee with me. I know what you're doing, Brandon. All right, let me look. All right, you can watch this game with me, and you can use Sportsnet now in the promo code. All right. Dangle 20. And you can watch the rest of the games, too. Okay, there's already a goal in Florida, Minnesota, so we won't do that game. Islanders are playing the Flames. I'm going to say Mangiapane. We got puck drop here in Toronto. Mangiapane, I hope so because he's on my fantasy team. There's no goal in the Boston-Philly game yet. I'm going to say David Pastrnak. And for Toronto, I'm going to say Nick Ritchie gets his first tonight. Here it comes! He broke his stick. Oh, Nicholas. He tries though. Oh my God, clip that. No way. Oh. Instant. He's going to score. Broken stick. First shift of the game. How'd that even happen? Oh. So Ritchie up with the big boys, Austin and Mitch. Kerfoot to Voata. All right, Jack, I guess I won't read the lines. The heck was that? Even the cameraman blinked because of that. Oh my God, that was funny.
And Andre Kasha, here's Kasperi Kapanen in his first visit back.
Come on, Timo.
As a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins against his old team. And here is Zucker with a shot.
Guys, you're not in Pittsburgh.
Well against the Leafs with 6 goals in 11 games against Toronto. Over the line comes Jeff Carter, another one of the Penguins who did not play in the first meeting, and there was a long
All right, as Leaf starts go, this isn't bad. What's amazing is while the Leafs have been on this 10 wins in 11 games run, they still usually allow a scoring chance in the first minute. When you have a brand, stick to it. Best streaks of the season. Holy cow. Okay, whoever made this graphic, I hate this graphic and I hate you. Because I'm really feeling good about the team. And you just explained why I shouldn't. Because they also had a streak last year, and they still lost. That's a Dangle. Shop Sportsnet.store. Gosh darn it. You don't have to put the graphic up, I just wanted to show it.
Trying to shake the checking of Spencer.
Interception by Simmer. Scarborough zone, the Scarborough line. Except for Spezza, but he's honorary.
Defensive play made by Chad Ruido in his 200th NHL game tonight.
Simmons bunting.
Rodriguez over the line, slides it through.
Oh!
And a pass for Danton Heinen doesn't work. And it will be
Simmons bunting and mumble Spezza. Don't ask too many questions.
So we've rolled through 4 lines, and Chris Letang is back on the ice with Brian Doolin.
To my buddy Thomas, who I think is watching the stream, if you're a goaltender, tend the goal!
Point, Letang moved up, but Marner pushes it past him. Nick Ritchie,
Let me tell you about Thomas.
Area pass, Justin
One of the
Hall.
top fundraisers on my Easter Seals team. So we had our tournament. There's 3 games, and then there's the All-Star game for the top fundraisers. So, oh, never mind. Scoring chance here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maybe a penalty coming as well. Mitch Marner, whoa! What a chance. I don't know if they hit the goalpost or not. Again, I can't hear the game feed, which adds spice. But that was a great chance for the Leafs. So, Easter Seals, you play 3 games in the All-Star game, and the All-Star game is for the top fundraisers. I only played in one of my team's 3 games because my back was sore. So for the All-Star game, I said to my buddy Tom, who's our next highest fundraiser, I go, you should take my spot in the All-Star game. And it's cool. You get to skate with all the legends, Lindros, Wendell Clark, Tiger Williams, etc., etc. Tom gets to play. And with 15 seconds left in the game, his skate caught a rut and his knee exploded. He's probably getting surgery. But I've been in touch with him, and he's in amazing spirits for a guy whose knee exploded. The Penguins explode up the ice. Should I not be joking, Tom? Too soon? He's my friend.
Tried to play it in front, and Sandin was there for Toronto.
By the way, the medical term is actually injured MCL and ACL. They're just determining the extent of the injury. As we get a break in the action. Leafs have played a bunch of games like this recently where you kind of watch and you go, oh man, this is an exciting game so far. And you look up at the shot clock and it's like 1-1. This isn't even that. Let's see if this hit the post. Oh, glances off the shoulder and smacks the bar. Ooh. Real close. Leafs, ozone start here. At home.
David Kampf's going to get waived.
They got David Kampf out there. See, the other thing about the Leafs losing 7-1 to the Penguins earlier this season is the Penguins didn't have any Penguins. Well, they did, but they were all from Wilkes-Barre. Now they have the actual Pittsburgh Penguins, so it's a bit more of an even fight. Yeah, that makes sense. Leafs somehow avoid a penalty there. And by somehow, I mean the Leafs have never committed a penalty ever. Click like, by the way. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. What a bad YouTuber. I haven't told you that yet. Oh, Thomas is in the chat. MCL and ACL, taking it easy and playing lots of video games. Good. Just what the doctor ordered. Oh! Penguins get through. Not really executing the opportunity. Weird. I don't know why that zone exit worked, but it did. Here comes Wayne Simmons. I want him to get a goal, man. That dude's been sniffing for like 10 straight games. He's come so close. More questions. Apple, can you explain the cross-checking rules? Can you explain the cross-checking rules? Can anyone? Can the officials? I thought the cross-checking rules were explained pretty clearly and succinctly at the beginning of the season. You can push off, but you can't blunt force trauma a guy in the back. Uh-oh. Opportunity. Jake Gensel stopped by Jack Campbell. Might be an opportunity here in front for Brian Rust, one of the players who missed that 7-1 game, but no. Future goal scorer Nick Ritchie attacking. Stick intact. Now you're screwed. Uh-oh. Partial 2-on-1. Oh. boy. Jake Gensel puts the Penguins on the board first. The Leafs don't even have a shot on goal, for crying out loud. Although that Mitch Marner attempt will later count as a shot on goal. It was stopped. Oh, Tim Oath not looking good here. And Sandin gets walked. Bow wow like a dog. Ew.
Takes the outside, and you can see Sandin overplayed to the outside. You got to protect the middle.
You might look at that and say it's not the best goal from Campbell, and maybe it's not. It's not from his recent standard, but that's just far too soft. Far too soft from the entire Leafs team that was on the ice, in particular Rasmus Sandin. I get he's trying to guard a 2-on-1. That's bad. That's bad. And then how did it get that way? Well, it was bad before it got worse, if that makes sense.
He'll move it ahead. Liljegren trying to step up, and the puck comes out to center.
Sandin hustling at least. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. This is the worst shift of Rasmus Sandin's career. Pass it, get off the ice. What is that? Rasmus, bud.
John Marino bouncing it out to center. Penguins had lost 6 of 8 prior to the win over Montreal.
Kerfoot.
Here comes Tavares.
Tavares, he's got Nylander with him. Riley coming in. Ooh, I like that pinch, though. You just got to get back.
DJ Brody back in his own zone.
This line is too often the Leafs' best. And I say too often, not as a dig at them, but rather as a dig at Matthews and Marner, who have been putting up the power play points, but that's great, and that's great.
For Pittsburgh at 5:46.
And you can call Nick Ritchie an offensive black hole, and perhaps he is. But for goodness sakes, you should be able to put me out there on the left wing and get an okay result. Nick Ritchie almost with the hold. Come on, buddy, you're scoring tonight. Austin doesn't even think about passing to him. Why would he? Why would he? Because he's scoring tonight. I'm telling you. Oh, Muzzin. Who was that he wiped out and I think got a penalty for? Or is that offside?
A pair of goals in Montreal. Has got a little bit of confidence. Nice little curl back play. Good pass to the middle. And
hydrate, everybody. Hydrate. I'm here to remind you to hydrate. All right. We're going to get a commercial break here. Hi. Steve Dangle here. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. Click like. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Jason, this is some question. These are some questions from the chat. Jason, what do you think about the fact that the Leafs have played the most home games this year at 13? So, I mean, it's always going to be somebody who leads, and the Leafs lead. You, at very least, hope that you have a good record. They do. Hooray. But as the season goes on, they're going to play a lot on the road, obviously, coming up. You play a lot at home in the first quarter of the season. At some point, you're going to make that up. The Leafs have to succeed and play well and get good results out of those games. Because if you think playing a lot of games on the road is easy, think again. Because who are they? Where are they? Let me look it up here. The New York Islanders, who were my pick to make it out of their division, have a losing record currently. 5-6-2. Including losing 4 straight. Tonight is the New York Islanders' first home game. So let's take a look at the wild card picture in the East. Islanders way out of it. The 2 wild card spots right now are Philly and New Jersey. Then there's Columbus, Detroit, Boston, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and then the Islanders. But they've already played 13, or what is it? 13 out of their 41 road games. It's not even December. So if you got a bet on a team to have a hot second half, you know Elliot Friedman's December 1st rule? The ridiculous percentage of teams that if you're not in a playoff spot by December 1st, you're not going to make it. Uh-oh. Here come the Leafs. You know that rule? If anyone's going to break that rule this season, it's the Islanders. But they got to come from a long way back. They got a lot of games in hand, and a lot of those games are home games, but they got to come from a long way back.
Of course, there's a good example. You just have to think offense first. As soon as the puck
They've played 13 games. The Montreal Canadiens have played 19. Messed up schedule. Messed up schedule. We're about 9 minutes into this game, and the Leafs have as many shots as the Penguins have goals. That probably needs to change if the Leafs want to have a chance to win, as Alex Kerfoot gets absolutely kersplatted into the boards. You know, it hasn't been talked about very much, but someone who had a really bad start to the year for the Leafs was Jake Muzzin, and he's looked pretty good as of late. Here comes Tavares. Penguins doing a pretty good job of neutralizing this line. Pretty good job of neutralizing everyone so far. Oh, maybe not. Here comes Michael Bunting. Fourth line shift starting here. The Scarborough plus Spezza line. As the Leafs dump it in. Question from Great CC. Best and worst moments from the Easter Seals tournament. Okay, well, worst is easy. My teammate's knee exploding. Best was we got a big win in the shootout. This is so I played in our third game, which we lost, and I was horrible. It was the only game we lost. Isn't that weird? But we had a big shootout win in game 2, and I was on the bench coaching, but screaming the team on. It was such a back and forth game. We were really evenly matched, and we ended up winning it in the shootout. So I would say the shootout winner was a great moment. That and winning the fundraising, that was good. We didn't win that till we got there. The second place team raised, I think it was just over or just under $60,000, and we started the night at just under 60. So if our fundraising ended there, we would have been passed, but we ended the night, I want to say, at around $71,000. We were at 69 for a while, and part of me was like, should I tell people to stop donating? But then I was like, no, that's probably not cool. You want more donations. You don't want less because of the funny number that we all giggle at. Oh, here come the Leafs. Mitch Marner! Ah, Ritchie got robbed! No! No! No!
His first goal of the year.
No!
Play by Ritchie, trying to get the first goal. Go to the net with your stick on the
No! That was his best chance of the season.
Inside position, but this is a heck of a save by
I'm so upset. I'm so upset! No! Hi. I'm Steve Dangle, here on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends! No! All right. Before we get to your questions, I will do a little tease. We're going to have a feature from Oskar Lindblom tonight. I believe that's the first intermission. And then once that's done, we may show another feature. I'm not going to lie, because sometimes time is odd. And then we're going to bring on Sportsnet's newest edition, Emily Agard. And we're going to talk about everything. She's a big Leafs fan. We work together covering the watch parties at Maple Leaf Square. We're going to have a great time. Hannah, who gets a call-up from the Marlies and when? Ooh. Well, I do know that the Leafs like Joey Anderson and want to see what he's got. The problem is the Leafs are not injured. In fact, they're going to get the opposite of that because Ilya Mikheyev is close to coming back, it looks like, or at least not far away. Kirill Semyonov is also an extra, but I do know the organization really likes, they do like Joey Anderson. One thing to keep an eye out for is we haven't forgotten that Justin Hall it's probably one of Justin Hall or Travis Dermott is likely on the trade block. And if that happens, I wonder if we ever get a look at Brennan Manel. Now, I haven't really been paying much attention to how he's doing in the minors. Let's look. He's only played 6 games, so I assume he's hurt. But he has 2 points in those 6 games. He had 38 points in 47 games as a defender in the KHL last year. And he's only 24 years old. The Leafs liked him enough to trade for him, remember. This wasn't just a free agent signing. The Leafs acquired him via trade with the Minnesota Wild and signed him to a deal. I know you all want to hear me say Josh Hosang, but until he's under an NHL contract, he cannot be called up. Whoa! Tip in front, Nick Ritchie. No. He's sniffing. He's getting one tonight. I'm telling you. You're all laughing at me. You're all laughing at me. Here we go. Stick on the ice, kid. Stick on the ice. Come on, Nick.
Hall moves up on the backhand. Ritchie had his stick lifted, and Mike Matheson's going to scoop it away and put out the fire. And an icing call against Pittsburgh. And now a message from
the Leafs got because of the hard work of Nick Ritchie.
We want to see your game-changing good deeds to make hockey more inclusive. Visit ChevroletGoodDeedsCup.ca to find out more.
Really good work below the goal line by this line. They're getting to the loose pucks, creating a few chances out of the pile. The puck pops loose, and Tristan Jarry does a nice job at least getting down and getting that short side as Matthews tried to stuff one 5-hole.
All right. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the replays and also your questions. From Zimmy Neutron, early Stanley Cup favorites. Ooh. Whichever team has Morgan Riley. Who's in first? Let me look that up. Oh! Florida up 3-1 on Minnesota. Minnesota. And for as good as Tampa is, Florida might be ready to take up that mantle. Whoa! Jake Gensel almost getting a second there. Carolina's in first place right now with 28 points. Florida 27, Washington 25, and the Leafs tied with Washington, also with 25. Capitals have played one less game than the Leafs. Here we go! It's a partial 2-on-1. Here we go, Kerfoot! How does he still have it? And how is that what you did with it? Well, that wasn't what I was hoping for. But maybe this will be. It's not. But maybe this will be. It's not.
Across to the far side. David Kemp hunting the puck, but it's deflected out by Gensel.
There's times when you can't make the play, but you can just delay it long enough, and that's exactly what Letang did there. He wasn't able to break it up, but
Stop
he
coughing.
just forced that wait just too long for everyone to come back to the middle of the ice and not allow.
Haven't you heard about that thing? Don't cough.
Timothy Liljegren back in his own zone.
Ooh, Liljegren does a very good job getting out of trouble there. Pierre Engvall has so many raw skills, and every time he handles the puck, I want to cry. The bad way. Don't let him carry the puck.
is
Don't.
Hockey Fights Cancer
Don't.
Night, and it is Movember.
Unreal
Mustaches
mustaches.
are
This is
in
a great
full
compilation. I absolutely love it. Speaking of mustaches, Movember, and speaking of Movember, screw cancer. Speaking of screw cancer, Hockey Fights Cancer. Go to the description in this video, and you can make a wee donation to Hockey Fights Cancer. Because no matter who you're cheering for tonight, we're all in the same team in that fight. From John, Kapanen is back in Toronto for the first time since the trade. Hat trick? That's impossible. Actually, you know what? I believe this is the first time the Penguins have played in Toronto since February 20th, 2020. And the reason I know that is because I was there. I watched the game with Eric Lindros in a suite with him. Oh, are you not personal friends with Eric Lindros? Well, that's depressing. Sorry, excuse me while I pick up that name I dropped. The Leafs won 4-0. Kapanen fought Jared McCann. Just a couple former Leafs going at it, you know? You know? And part of the reason that I remember that game is not because the Leafs won 4-0. It's not because I watched it with Eric Lindros, and it's not because that was the last Leafs game I went to before the beginning of the pandemic. It's because that was the last game before the Leafs lost to David Ayers, who was also at the Easter Seals tournament. He gave me a hat and a sweater. It says Bug Life on it because he was an e-bug. You know, because when you defeat my team, the team that I cheer for, in a humiliating way, you get a clothing line out of it. That video I made the night of that loss is nearing 1 million views. I've never had a video hit 1 million. And it looks like we're going to get there. Shot still just 6-5 here with about 5 minutes to go in the first period. The Leafs showing life. Certainly looking better than when they lost 7-1, but keep in mind that game was tied after 1. And right now the Leafs won't even be that. Unless Jason Spezza scores here. He tied it at 1 the last time they played. Oh, Rasmus. Having a bit of a beast. Having a bit of a beast there, bud.
Back in comes Sandin. Fires it around. Matthews comes back onto the ice. Pedersen from Marino.
Rasmus Sandin, who, oh dear, who just fell?
Ritchie, but it pops out, and the Leafs will re-rack. 4:40 left, first period.
Nick!
Toronto trying to answer an opening goal by Jake Gensel.
You are killing me, Nick.
And Gensel across.
Uh-oh. Penguins sneaking through. Jack Campbell blockers it away.
Crosby got it again.
Oh boy.
Tap back, intercepted by Marner, and now the
There's a little game of cat and mouse going on. Penguins have done a pretty good job opening the Leafs up in the middle, but the Leafs have done a pretty good job countering them because they've gotten a few rush opportunities, or at least opportunities to rush off of Penguins passing plays. Ooh! Oh! Austin had a chance to shoot, gives it to Mitch. The one-timer misses. Mitch still has it. Gives it to Riley. Not a chance to shoot. Mitch does shoot again. Passes it back to Matthews. Matthews at the point. What's he going to do? This looks like a power play, but it's not. Riley on. Through. But there's a rebound. Mitch gets it. He's there. Oh, come on.
On the far side. Well, right now
the Leafs get the Crosby line running around.
Work down low by the Leafs. They've given the D lots of trouble in the D zone coverage, and
shucks, nuts, and gosh gee willikers. Leafs come close to having a goal there. Oh, Tristan Jarry, if you're a goaltender, 10 the goal. Almost pays for it there. John Tavares and his line trying to follow up the last one. And Jarry gloves the puck to maybe get his team a couple breaths. Let's take a look at some of these chances here. This has to be the Mitch Marner one-timer coming up. Here it is. Oh!
Jarry tried to get across, and Marner was ready for it, just didn't quite get enough as
A
Jarry
Mitch
was
Marner
trying to
one-timer
get the
goal, I
pad
think, would
against
do
the
a
post.
lot for
Marner
that guy.
Unable to put that one exactly where he wanted. That line has created chances, though, from down low. And as I said, the early returns of this period after giving up the first goal is work the Penguins' defense down low and create some coverage problems up top for their forwards. It's been pretty effective so far.
Reminder to hydrate.
Tavares waved
The
up,
shots
so
are 6 to
Kerfoot
7. Oh, come
to
on!
do the honors. Leafs clean the Rangers out. In the
Those
face
numbers
also
hurt my feelings.
80%, but it's been advantage Pittsburgh so far in this first period, winning 6 of the first 10. Let back onto the netting.
All right, we got a whistle. Maybe an opportunity to look down and check some messages.
And get inspired on the road to Beijing. Check out the Olympic Channel only on CBC Gem. There's the presumptive captain for Team Canada. And Teddy
Is that
Blumenthal
true?
captain of
Robert
the
Malloy tells
Olympic
me
qualifying team for Latvia.
Matthews hit his Movember goal.
Headed to Beijing.
Do I have that right? He hit his Movember goal. That means he has to shave his mustache?
And then, as I said, 2 goals
No.
in this last game against the Montreal Canadiens. Offense is a
That can't be
bonus.
allowed. It's going to change his entire face.
Against Montreal, that
I'm
one
frightened.
was over the
Oh, God!
back, and
Speaking of
easy
frightened.
goal for Jeff Carter as it bounced on Hall, and Jeff Carter gets a tap-in goal to give
Okay.
Pittsburgh a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, look at the faces of the players. It
Jeff
tells you
Carter
everything.
puts the
It's just
Penguins
an
up
odd
2-0.
play. It was a rocket of a pass in the neutral zone against the boards, and it just sort
On
of
perhaps the
catapulted
laziest goal
behind
scored
the
against the
D.
Toronto Maple Leafs all year.
Once along the boards,
He looked like he felt bad for scoring
the
it.
other side, that to the left here.
He
You
looked
can't
like the
get it in
best
deep.
guy
Now
at
you've
your
got a
adult
turnover,
skate
but it's this rocket pass
feeling
that
bad
just
for
goes
scoring.
right off the boards, couple of hops just out of the reach of Hall, and what a play
Oh, dear.
to Carter as he's able to find that
Oh,
with an
heavens.
empty net. Just a no-look pass and perfect play. No chance at all for Campbell. That's one that Hall, the bouncing
Well.
kick was just out of his reach, and a nice job. by
That's the
Jason
Leafs
Carter to
shutdown
make the
pair.
play and tape to tape for the tap-in goal for Carter.
So Jeff Carter his
Here's the
fourth
thing.
of the year. And
I wanna
number
see what Riley
403
Liljegren looks
of
like.
his career.
Because we already saw what Riley Dermott looks like. And the reason I want to see what Riley Liljegren looks like is because I want Brody Muzzin to be a thing.
Canadian road trip.
Kasperi Kapanen was the one that made the play.
If you're going to have a shutdown pair, it might as well be good at shutting down,
Here's Matthews stealing from Letang.
which this pair is just not anymore.
Jarry. Liljegren. Back for Ritchie.
I tell you what, the way that pair has played this season, here comes Liljegren.
That hit the
Deflected.
stick of Heinen.
The way that pair has played this season, thank goodness the Leafs are no longer in the Canadian division. Oh, the division's so bad, yeah? You want to play against McDavid this year? You want to play against Draisaitl? The Flames have done much better. Whoa! Oh!
Thought Mike Ross was telling us there was a minute left, but he's giving you the announcement on the Jeff Carter goal.
Jari's been sharp, but Jari's also gotten some help.
In behind the net.
Marner's also had 2 good chances.
At the line, a shot that's knocked down in front by
One of them didn't count as a shot on goal. The other, I don't think officially has. Should be.
Down there by Aston Reese, who's 11th in the league in hits and trying to barge through. It's McGinn.
No!
He got hooked up by Morgan Riley.
And the Leafs take a
Penalty
penalty.
coming up against Toronto.
That may have saved a goal.
Right after
Jeez
the
Louise.
line comes out,
Sloppy,
trying to get that
sloppy,
momentum back.
sloppy
We've seen them
defensively
spend a lot
tonight.
of time in the offensive zone. This time,
As the
it's
Leafs,
Matthews from
who was
the
it,
top.
Matthews?
He does a great job of stripping Letang of the puck. Tries to go
No.
short side,
Sorry,
off the
wrong
mask and
replay.
in as Jarry's down.
I didn't think it was.
And another
It's Riley.
bouncing puck
Riley
in
getting the
deep,
penalty.
kinda caught flat-footed.
Leafs head to the
Riley
penalty kill with
McGinn,
just
and
over a
he's
minute
on
to go in the
the
first, and they're down
the
2-0.
hands there, especially right in
So
front of the
I will
official.
ask
You know
some
it's gonna be
chat
called.
or
Right
answer
there,
some chat
puck
questions.
D.
Sir Gods, when does Ritchie get demoted like he does every game?
That's a tough play for Riley to try to get inside position, and he draws the
I mean,
Power play brought to
he
you
usually
by
gets demoted
Solera.
when he does something dumb.
Ask your doctor.
And he hasn't done that
Solera
yet.
is
He
with
just,
you.
hasn't been effective.
So the Penguins get the first
Which
power
is-
play of the
that's
night.
better.
They are
right?
32nd
It's better.
in the league.
So saying have a contract yet?
But 2 for
Anyway.
5 in their last 2, and
David Kemp dumping it out.
final minute of this first
Jake,
period.
should Austin Matthews get a goal song?
Power play last year, but you look at the personnel.
I
They've
think
been
he should
out
get
of
a
sync.
goal.
Their roots are not right, and their lineup has never really been a full one, and the power play has been the one thing that's really.
So he had an interview with Christine Simpson tonight,
Here's the Leafs shorthanded.
and he talked about the Leafs dress code and how they made it a casual dress code, and then they lost 4 straight games and had the dress code taken away. I didn't realize that everyone's caught up in the fact that they lost 4 straight games when they did the dress code. Lost in that is they're almost undefeated without it. And so what I'm trying to say, as it pertains to goal songs, is don't change anything. As the Penguins almost score a goal. The Leafs, are they going to survive this period, for crying out loud? Yes, they are. But boy, oh boy, the Penguins with 2 goals on 9 shots. Pretty clean looks at Jack Campbell after real bad defensive breakdowns both times. Leafs, who were tied 1-1 in the game where they lost 7-1, are down 2-0 heading into the second, so maybe that's a good thing. Maybe when we come back with Emily Agard, the Leafs will have a comeback, and that's what we'll talk about. I'll do a couple more questions, and then we'll go to break. Don't forget to click like, click subscribe, and tell all your friends. Fiona, favorite Pittsburgh Penguin other than Crosby? Ooh. That's a very tough one. Jeff Carter has a fascinating career. I don't know if he's my favorite. Brian Rust is funny because Brian Rust is very literally Mark Donk. Like, he's the definition of some random Penguins player who gets called up and does amazing. The difference is he never went back down, did he? He just continued to be Brian Rust. I know he's a 3rd round pick, and perhaps I shouldn't be disrespectful. But this dude, I mean, man, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He played in parts of 5 NHL seasons before cracking the 20-goal plateau. And he scored 27 goals in the first COVID-shortened season. 27 goals in 55 games, 22 goals in 56 last year. He's only got 1 in 9. I'm going to say Tristan Jarry. And Penguins fans might not like that because I don't know how popular he is there. But shortly before the World stopped, I got to talk to Tristan Jarry in St. Louis because he went to the All-Star game, don't forget. And gosh, what a nice young boy. He's just a very polite guy. He was so nervous. He was unbelievably nervous. It was adorable. Or maybe I'm just that bad at interviewing. Listen. Oh, boy. Here, let me give you a number, and then we will head to break, as I am informed by our own Robert Malloy. Austin Matthews hit the Movember goal. He had to raise $134,000 for Movember, and he did it. He beat $134,000, so he has to shave the mustache. Oh, this is going to look weird. He's had that thing for like 3 years. At least 2. It's the 2-year anniversary of Babcock getting fired and Sheldon Keefe coming on board. Right? So you can forgive me for not knowing how time works. That had to be 6 years ago. 2? That means yesterday it was less than 2. That doesn't make sense. All right. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. We're going to show you some Sportsnet original content right here. And then afterwards, we will be back with our own Emily Agard.
I'm Oskar Lindblom of the Philadelphia Flyers, and I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, and I'm in recovery.
Flyers in a statement announced that Oskar Lindblom, 23 years of age, has been diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma.
It is heartbreaking news for a young player that's really started to just find his way in this league, and we wish him nothing but best in this fight against this disease.
I think the hardest part was not knowing what I'm gonna go through or what's gonna happen. Then you start thinking about hockey, but that's the secondary thing. Like, I just thought about family, friends, and how's life's gonna be like.
There's Oskar Lindblom getting a huge ovation. He has begun treatment, of course, for Ewing sarcoma, and his battle has just begun, but hopefully he knows that all this support is behind him and with him every step of the way.
After first treatment, I felt bad for like a week straight. They can't really explain to someone how you're gonna feel or how it's gonna be like. So the first time I went through it, I think after half hour, because I did it like 5-hour stretch. And the first half hour I was like, oh my God, this is not fun. After a while you start knowing how you're gonna react, so it got better, but still it wasn't fun. My thought was just going through this and then hockey after that. It was tough, especially mentally, like trying to recover every day, and my girlfriend was there. We couldn't have anyone from our families to come over and help, so she was there all the time by herself with me, so I can't thank her enough for that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. You have been an absolute pleasure.
So many good guys that showed me love, shows how big the hockey community is. Like, if someone goes down, you're gonna have everyone's back, so it doesn't matter what team you play for. And I can't thank them enough for showing me all the respect and all the love I got from everyone, fans, from other players. That was really good.
Just an incredible story and just awesome for the whole entire hockey world to see Oskar Lindblom back on the ice.
It was tough because I didn't have the muscles that I needed to, and after a while when you start feeling like, oh my God, I can't, and mentally it was tough, but at the same time it was good. I think it was good for me to just go through it, and you learn something too, so as long as I keep working and getting better, it's gonna be better from here.
You good?
Yeah.
Ready to go, big boy? Yeah.
Great news here. Oskar Lindblom is expected to play, and this is a tremendous story.
I wasn't supposed to play, and we got a couple of guys injured. Avi comes up to me and said, I'm gonna go that night. Did the pre-game skate, and I felt already in the morning like I was nervous to go back up there and trying to calm myself down a little bit during the day, and then it was game time.
It's a great day in hockey. See Oskar Lindblom back on the ice, and the fact he's going to play tonight is a miracle.
The players are saluting Oskar Lindblom. Has come all the way back.
It's a weird feeling because I couldn't take it all in. It's like, oh my God, I'm playing again, but at the same time, it was the best feeling ever.
Coaches were almost in tears. I mean, obviously, when you think about everything that Oscar's been through, going through the different stages, to have him back, and the group was obviously ecstatic to have him back.
Such a great guy, and what he's been through, he's done a heck of a job of just being positive and keeping a good attitude, and we're excited to have him around.
Winning the Masterton represents perseverance, dedication, and sportsmanship. It is my pleasure to announce the award winner for the 2021 trophy, Oskar Lindblom of the Philadelphia Flyers. Oskar, congratulations, man.
Thank you very much. At that time, I was like, I get this because I went through cancer and all that, but when looking back to it, it's like, it's a big deal. And I was gonna look back to that and feel like I did something. I mean, I went through all the treatments and all that, and I came back to the best league in the world, so I'm really proud of that one. I think I'm still the same person as I was, but I mean, you live in life once and you just have to have fun while doing it, so you can't take anything for granted. I don't want to look back too much on what I went through, but of course, if I can be someone that people can look at and I went through it and give them a good vibe or something like that, it's just a good feeling. I mean, it wasn't the best time of my life, but still, I made it through that too, so I feel like nothing can stop me now.
Look at her, though. Is that all worth it right there?
Her first NHL game she will never forget, and a smile that stretched from coast to coast.
Some fans wearing the helmet.
Well, during the commercial break, one of the coolest things you'll ever see, we were just talking about Carey Price's demeanor. Yes, he's spoken. Look at this. Young Canadian kid. Hey, I want to do a selfie. Look at this. Carey leans in. Does the photo with the kid during the timeout.
That is outstanding. He's made 30 saves. He's got a shutout going, and he leans in for a selfie.
I'm sure you've all seen one of the great Valentine's Day gifts ever given by Mitch Marner in Vegas on Thursday. The young girl from just outside Toronto, her first NHL game she will never forget, and a smile that stretched from coast to coast. And here she is with her family tonight during warm-ups down here in Arizona. The sign a little bit smaller this time, reading "Thank you, Mitch."
Here comes the tooth, and then he offers it as a souvenir. Yikes. Here you go. You want this? What's that going to go for on eBay?
Prior to the game tonight, did battle with a young Wild fan in a rock, paper, scissors matchup for a stick.
Kevin, back-to-back-to-back paper. That's the oldest trick in the book in rock, paper, scissors. That's what works with me all the time with my kids. Come on, Kevin.
Here's the problem with being the shortest kid around. That kid grabs the first puck. So Connolly comes back, and now that kid steals the puck from him. What are we doing here? Connolly finally gets it to her.
Hey, that father orchestrated that because only the cute little girl was going to get it. He made sure all three of his kids got a puck.
But look at her, though. Is that all worth it right there?
Now, here's Hall. Hall, his stick goes for a twirl and ends up in the seats.
Taylor Hall's stick flies right up in the stands. That fan catches it. Taylor comes over, says, "Here, I'll switch you." Fan throws it back to him. "I'll give you the game stick." Taylor tosses one back to him.
Normally we'll show you action from the game, but take a look at the young woman behind. She wants a selfie. No! And now she's mad at John Tortorella. Gets better. So there's a guy with his brown jacket. Take a look. He's showing Tortorella pictures of himself from many years ago, and that gentleman has been doing it all night.
Brandon Bollig just put Adam Party right through the glass.
The fan's wearing the helmet.
A fan just took Party's helmet and he's wearing. Brady Tkachuk finds this little guy who wants to have a floss off. So Tkachuk's like, "Yeah, sure, I can do that." He's in warm-up. So this little guy's a little more energetic than him. While he's doing his floss, Brady's not going to give up yet. He's going to go back at him. Yeah, the little guy has to win and pays him off with a puck. Said, "You won."
He's so low to the ice to begin with. And he's going to get a lot of those kind of high sticks.
Would be an automatic for him, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Agard puts it up the boards, and again it was tipped and it goes out of play.
There's the guy that was talking to Sullivan.
And he got hit in the head. And Sullivan said, "How's that feel?"
Exactly.
Here comes the rookie all alone. Scores!
Oh, does it! He scores again, and what a goal!
But this is the kind of talent that can bring a franchise back from death.
First game against the Canadian team. First time against his boyhood team, the Montreal Canadiens, and Crosby can win it. Crosby scores! Welcome to the Crosby Show, Canada.
It's cleared out of the zone by Ritchie.
Poked away, Lindblom, Ritchie winning, Lindblom! Take the roof off, baby!
Here comes Toews. Got it. Toews moving in. What a move! Oh, my goodness! Oh, man! Wow!
This is the kind of talent, Mike, that can bring a franchise back from death.
Here is McDavid. McDavid trying to split the defense. McDavid, what a play! What a goal! Oh, my! Connor McDavid, welcome back!
Wow is all I can say is absolutely wow.
Now Bure skates in front, fakes the shot, walks in. Oh, what a goal! Pavel Bure faking everybody up. Want to reconsider your pick? Rookie of the
After
year.
that, I tell you what.
Here's Hurdle again. Oh, does it! He scores again, and what a goal! Wow! 19 years of age. That's confidence.
Ovechkin, here he comes. Ovechkin trying to drag it through him there. Scored! Alexander Ovechkin, when it looked like it was no longer possible, he still got it done.
Holy jumping, you have got to be kidding me. Racing it all alone. Lemieux, his first shot on goal, and he scores! Mario Lemieux, living up quickly to all the advertisements on his first shot on goal. I imagine he feels real good about that one. Il a tourné, a été plaqué par Twist. Surveillez ces deux-là. Et voilà, c'est l'année! Et le but! Oh! Allez-moi sur l'année. Il voit Fusek qui quitte son filet. Et d'une seule main avec son revers, parvient à soulever le disque par-dessus le bâton de Stéphane Fusek. Puck rolls around. Matthews scores! His first NHL goal. Trying to find some room. Oh, great work. He gets free. Shoots, scores! What a goal! Matthews, magnificent. Puck out in front. Matthews scores! A hat trick! Oh my goodness! What a debut! Nylander moving in. Works it across in front. He scores! Matthews! Incredible. 4 goals.
Because but you know what? Some of those photos make for the the funniest.
You were actually live. We're live.
Oh, amazing.
Sorry, that's my fault. We were in the middle of. Hi everyone, Steve Dangle here. This is Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. This is Emily Agard, who just started here at Sportsnet. First of all, welcome. Round of applause.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Steve. You know what? You've had some pretty solid guests on your show here. You've had Cabby. You've had Brad. Brad was last week. You had Jillian.
Yeah.
And now I'm sitting here thinking, what am I doing here, Steve? Truly, what am I doing here?
Well, I was thinking the same thing.
What am I doing?
No. So you're going to be great. You're a big Leaf fan. We're going to talk all about it. But before we get to all that, I want to put a little bow on the conversation we were having that everyone rudely walked in on. Today was the first time my son, who is 17 months old, met Santa Claus.
Yes.
Yes.
Santa. Yes.
And we were talking about how Santa had a mask on, and I thought,
he should.
Yeah, I thought it'll just in years in the future, it'll be a very interesting time capsule. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're gonna look back and think, what is this even?
It was.
And you were saying that your son didn't cry, which I'm very shocked at. But here's the thing, you have to think, do you want the crying photos or not the crying photos? Because sometimes the crying photos are super hilarious and just funny to have. But at the same time, it's all good if he's not crying. He's got a solid photo.
The crying photos are a very funny keepsake, but in order to get the crying photos, you have to put up with the crying. And so I'm big pro smile guy. Big pro happy baby guy.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
No kids here, so I can't speak to it.
Santa was very smart. My kid walks in, he doesn't know what kid he's getting. Could be cry baby. Could be cry kid. Could be a very bad time. Second he sees my son, he just goes, ho, 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 here's a truck. And he puts a truck down on the table, and my son is instantly like, I am every boy ever, and I want the truck. And he goes immediately right after the truck.
Santa gives gifts at the mall now? Or where?
So he did not get to keep the truck, and this was not at the mall. This was at, so I live in Schwallywood in Oshawa. So this was a farm 20 minutes north of me.
Okay.
Yes. He was a wonderful Santa. Enough about Santa. This is what we were going to start with. You're mad. Why are you mad?
I'm mad because I spent this whole day amping myself up, really prepping myself to truly believe that this is the revenge game. This is the redemption game. Mind you, there is still time. There is still time. However, I'm not pleased. Steve.
You know, I'm conflicted, Emily. Because
Tell me about it.
Well, they've won. You and I hosted a game where the Leafs ended up getting eliminated, right? Game 6 against Washington, 2017.
Yeah,
so,
we don't speak of that.
And now the Leafs are tied for third in the NHL. They've won 10 of their last 11, and you can't win every game. But this team embarrassed them the last time they played.
Well, that's just it. That's just it. And this is why I'm mad. This is why I'm mad.
I get it. 20 seconds to go in this power play. You might be more mad in 20 seconds or less. Nope, we're good. We're good so far. Oh, are these the replays? Now you're going to get mad. The frustrating thing is, like, this pair just got on the ice. That can't happen. Sandin trying to... I didn't even realize the other guy on the 2-on-1 was Crosby. That's got to be a nightmare.
I know, having Crosby back. You mentioned that, we worked tailgates together. I wanted to ask you, because it's been so long since I've actually had the opportunity to work with you, Steve. Forever, right? This is a nice little, we're being reunited. Love that for us. Do you have a favorite moment from tailgates? Because I know that we had the opportunity to interview a couple of alumni players. Did you have any favorite moments or anything that sticks out?
Oh boy. So that's a tough one. I would say top alumni. I mean, Wendell Clark always gets a huge pop, but Tiger Williams was fired up. I remember. That guy's a nut.
Yes.
And he knows how to get the fans going. But you and I also, a non-alumni we got to interview, people don't understand how big he was for a period of time. We brought Dart Guy on stage.
Oh my gosh, yeah. What is Dart Guy up to now? I don't even know, but honestly,
he's a scout.
That was in... What?
Yeah, for, I think, a junior A team. I want to say Collingwood.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'm shocked and I'm not shocked. So there's that. But yeah, no, I do remember that. He, a literal icon, Dart Guy. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That was game 2. And then we had him up, it was either game 3 or 4. No, it was 3. Because he was at that game, the Leafs were down 2-0 early. They showed him on the Jumbotron and the Leafs scored immediately.
Oh God, Jack Campbell, do your thing.
Yeah, if you're a goaltender, tend the goal. That's what we say around here, Emily.
Oh, trust me, I know. It's what I've been shouting. Ah! Ooh, I don't know if I am delayed a bit. On my side, it's a little bit laggy, but just giving you that heads up just in case.
It's all good. We've been trying to figure out the digital world for a long time, and thank goodness the Penguins just flubbed it. I think that was Jason Zucker. My favorite moment working with you actually wasn't one of the playoff games. It was because we did one more game.
I don't even remember. You're gonna have to remind me because I don't remember.
Because we did game 3, 4, and 6 against Washington. But then they brought us back to do the home opener the next season against New York.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Do you remember?
Man, we worked a lot together.
Yeah. So we brought a mom and son on stage to play some game with us, and they thought, yeah. And
Yes,
they
I
thought,
remember it now.
They thought if they won the game, it was like trivia or something. If they won the game, they were going to get like a jersey or tickets to that night's game or something. Whoa, chance for the Penguins. And instead, what they got was season tickets.
I remember that. I remember how excited they were, and it's nice to be able to do that, especially for like, you know, diehard fans. That, oh gosh, can I just say, I love Jack Campbell wholeheartedly, and I truly believe that he may be the nicest player in the league, if not the nicest person in the world.
And he stops pucks.
And he stops pucks.
Hopefully more.
Something that made me laugh was your video that you did, the one where the players were watching you play hockey. Okay.
Oh!
Oh!
It's tough because like we're telling stories, but also the game is happening.
Oh God.
Yeah, they roasted me pretty good, but he didn't. He was the only one who didn't.
But he didn't. That's the thing. He didn't. He didn't roast you like a marshmallow, and there you go. That just it proves a lot. Jack Campbell for life. Oh.
See, it doesn't really, like, the Penguins are obviously in control of this game. They're up 2-0, but the Leafs have had their chances.
Yeah. There have been quite a few thus far, Steve.
Maybe when the puck gets into the neutral zone, or maybe, no, next whistle, we'll get to some questions from the chat, I think. If that's okay with you.
Of course.
I threw out a random name that I thought was going to score tonight, and I said Nick Ritchie.
Oh.
Do you have a random name you would like to offer? Oh,
Yes.
Kapanen.
Oh. Is this Kapanen's first time back at it is at Scotiabank Arena.
It is. I was actually just saying I was at the last Leaf game I was at before the pandemic was against the Penguins, and Kapanen, former Leaf, fought Jared McCann, sort of former Leaf. Legend.
Yeah.
Both of them legends.
Love that. And you were at the game. That's amazing. Okay. Okay.
All right. Justin Hall. Your random name is Justin Hall.
My random name, I would like to say.
Chris, the little details. Matthews and Marner. Watch this as the play.
I have a couple, but I'm going to go with. Can I say William Nylander? And I'm only saying that because I'm saying William Nylander because he is the player that I always bet on.
Yeah, no,
between him and Spezza, there's no, like, that's just who I'm betting on every single game.
No.
Do you bet? Are you a hockey better?
Sometimes. So the one time, I had a story to tell you. This is called show prep, kids. Yeah, I told you I had a story, and then I never told you, and I was saving it for the stream, and then I forgot. So I don't bet a lot because I don't win a lot, but the only Leaf game I went to this year, it's the only game out of the last 11 that the Leafs have lost. It was against the Kings, and I went to that game with producer Drew. And
oh my God! Wait, I gotta pause you right there. Fun fact for everyone watching: I went to high school with producer Drew.
I did not know that.
Yep. There you go. I've known producer Drew from time. Is what I'm saying. From time. But yes, no, please.
You never told me that. Well, Well, he owes me because I told him to put $5 on Trevor Moore to score a goal, score the first goal in Toronto, and it was so off the board that heading into that game, Trevor Moore did not only not have a goal, but he didn't have any points as we go to commercial break. He didn't have a goal, he didn't have an assist, he didn't have anything. He scores the first goal of the game, and Drew's $5 bet turns into $130.
Of course. And is that the first and last time that you bet?
Well, apparently I only bet for other people.
Okay. Noted. Note to self. I will next game hitting you up.
So we have some questions from the chat, if you're all right with that.
Okay.
First question comes from Steve in Oshawa. What was producer Drew like in high school? I need to know.
Oh goodness, Steve. He was great. I was in a couple classes with him. I remember we were in a writer's craft class together. That's like the most, and like a Comtech class together, I believe. Obviously super into sports. I was very, very, very close friends with his now wife, which is insane. But yeah, I know. It's a small world. World. So yeah. Good guy, that producer Drew.
I don't know about that. He's an Avalanche fan. Boo.
Yeah, I know, that's true. I always tell him, I always like his tweets, but I'm like, it hurts my heart. Truly, it does.
I get it. Question from Alyssa. For Emily, how did you get your start in sports media? Any tips? So yeah, how did you get your start, and also what did you do before you joined Sportsnet?
So I was working for MLSE and Live Nation. So for a couple of years, for about like 7 years. And it's a weird story of how I got started into the industry. It was like, remember the Much Music VJ search, basically?
Yes. Yeah.
So Live Nation did something like that, and they were looking for like a correspondent, and they asked, why do you want to be the next correspondent? I made a video in my purple room talking about how much I love the Foo Fighters and the New Kids on the Block. And then fans had to vote on it and made it to the top 3, top 2, and then got the job. And that was my into MLSE. I know it's not a conventional story. It's definitely not the story you probably want to hear, but that is how I got my in.
I mean, you won your job is probably...
Bad.
No, it doesn't. That sounds heroic. I got my job by yelling long enough that someone hired me. Oh, here come the Leafs. No, winning your job that's legendary. As the Leafs even up the shots, but not the score. Already 8 seconds into this period somehow. 8 seconds? Minutes.
I was going to say.
Okay, it's not a penalty. Good.
Are we I feel like I know the answer to this, but are we as a Leafs community super,
sorry, what was your question?
No, love that. It's great. Are we still like feeling frustrated with Marner? I feel like I know the answer to this, but I'm asking it anyway.
I think the community is. I am not. Because again, like, I just don't think he can do what this entire fan base wants him to do until the spring. He could win the actual scoring title and no one would care. Like, literally no one would care. You get the Hart Trophy and the Art Ross, no one would care because they just want to see him in the playoffs. And that's tough. Like, how is he supposed to be great in April in November?
Yeah.
A time-traveling demon? No, he's... Oh, it works.
Back in comes Rust.
Oh.
No. Are you still mad at him?
I am feeling a little bit frustrated, so like I get it. Is it like bad to say that I feel like I don't want to say anything to upset anyone. Like, I almost like, I want him to get that confidence back. I want the old Mitch back is what I feel like. Yeah. And I don't, like, I say that, I tread lightly, but that's how I'm feeling.
I don't want to say anything to upset anyone, she said into a stream with thousands of Leafs fans. I think we're well past that.
Ripped apart. What's happening here?
No. You not like Brad Rempel. That dude, for some reason, halfway through our interview, whatever you want to call it, halfway through our watch along, he's just like, I want you to just read the mean comments. And so
Nice job by Dumoulin.
Love that for
Getting
Brad.
enough in there, and
Do you, Brad?
he
Won't
called?
be doing that here. Yeah.
Oh, they called him a Zeller's David Beckham, which I thought was very good. Where the lowest price is the law every day.
Oh my God, that is so good.
Bend it like Brad. Never saw that movie.
I don't know if we want to see it.
No, we don't.
Oh, do we?
David bounces it in. Kasha after it along with Engvall. And now
Come on, Chaos. Come on, Chaos line.
Tristan Jarry breaks that up.
I love this line because they play like motivated hyper children.
Yes. I also feel like I need to apologize for my facial expressions and anything that comes out of my mouth during watching a Leafs game, because it's usually what happens. Nick Ritchie, sorry for my face, guys. Nick Ritchie. Oh, this is pretty laggy on my end, Steve.
Oh shoot. Here, what's your Nick Ritchie thing?
Okay. Okay. So, my question, Nick Ritchie, he's always trending on Twitter, but I feel like he's always trending like in a very negative light. And I wanted to ask your opinion. Like, what are your thoughts on him?
Well,
literally every time I open up Twitter and I click like Nick Ritchie's trending, it is something. It is something.
It's not good.
It ain't good.
So here's how bad his season's going. So he doesn't have a goal yet, despite looking decently promising in the preseason. But right off the top of the show, someone goes, "Who's scoring tonight?" And I said, Nick Ritchie. He's getting his first. And within 3 seconds of me saying that, he swatted at the puck and his stick shattered. So
yes, I did see that.
That's how his season is going.
Those are your thoughts.
Here's the problem. Andre Kasha isn't going to score every game, but he's going to be useful every game, whether he's scoring or not. And Nick Ritchie, they're trying. Sheldon Keefe is jumping on that triangular peg. He's jumping on that triangular peg and stomping on it with both feet, trying to get it into a square hole. And it's not working.
It ain't working.
And
it's not working.
He was fine on the fourth line, but he makes $2.5 million. They have to find a way to make it work. And if they can't, by the time Santa and his reindeer fly across the world to give all the good boys and girls the thing that they ask for the most, I don't know what this team does with this player.
Thank
Leaking
you,
up?
Steve.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to say either. Yeah, I don't know. I have no thoughts.
Well, if you have no thoughts, I have a question as we return to the game here. Tristan Jarry, I think they're zooming in on the I cut his equipment before the game, so it should fall off any moment now. Yes.
Yep. Of course.
Dylan, who is Emily's favorite player to watch in the NHL? Doesn't have to be a Leaf.
It's a Leaf, and it's Jack Campbell or Jason Spezza. For sure. Yeah. Love Jason Spezza, but I'm telling you, I just love Jack Campbell. And I'm like, it's like every time, I don't know if it's become tradition after every single Leafs game that I just tweet, no matter what the outcome is, love you, Jack Campbell, # Leafs forever.
You're right, and you should say it.
No matter what.
Leafs on the power play, by the way, so we'll save questions until the power play is done.
Power plays are our friend this season.
Absolutely.
Now across Marner. Matthews not in the wheelhouse. Tavares in front. Down low Leafs really haven't had anything directed toward the net yet.
They are, yeah. Sorry, I was super zoned in. Power play is the Leafs' friend. It's kind of good that a team built through offense is having a decent power play now.
Yeah.
Mitch wants one so bad. I don't know if he had a meeting with Austin and said, I'm the one who's shooting tonight, but dude is giving her.
Sometimes I think they're like probably terrified to go back to the locker room with Sheldon.
Have you met him?
I have not. Not yet. I have not.
Scary.
Have you?
Yes. He's one of those guys who his voice is very gentle. And his facial expression is also very relaxed. He's one of those guys who has an eerily calm demeanor, but I'm always at all moments aware that he could unhinge his jaw and eat me.
He means business. He's not there to mess around for sure. It's almost like when you're calmer, it's a little bit more terrifying, and that's Sheldon.
Yeah.
I do feel, how are we already this? Wow. Okay. I do feel nothing. I feel nothing right now.
That was my first tweet of yours that I saw this season. I think it was the last time the Leafs played the Penguins. They lost 7-1, and I saw you tweet, I feel nothing.
I'm now starting to feel a little bit of that, but
there's Kapanen. Kapanen wanted one so bad in that 7-1 game, and he was the only guy who didn't score, basically. No! And he almost got one there. I would have had to quit the stream.
Probably.
Oh my god.
Audi.
Am I would I be putting you on the spot by asking you what you have coming up with us at Sportsnet?
No, you wouldn't. I mean, it's a little bit all over the place, to be honest. You'll see me around. It'll be like a lot of like interviews across digital, social. Oh, no. Thank you so much. Love this for us.
Sorry.
No, we're good. It'll be, just like social, digital, some broadcast, a little bit of everything. You'll see me around. I don't even know how to describe it to people other than you'll see me somewhere.
Okay. That is
that is so cryptic. That gave you no answer.
No. That's good.
Nothing.
So the happiest person in the world that I wrote a book was my mom, because she could finally explain to her friends what I do.
Well, there you go.
He has this YouTube page where he
does something.
For 12 years, this poor woman who loves me dearly and is very proud didn't understand why she was proud.
And now she has a tangible thing to show people. She's got it.
There.
Got it.
That. Notice.
You know what I do need? You're talking about your book. You know what I do need? I do need that t-shirt of yours that says, if you're a goaltender, tend the goal. I need that. I
mean, most people, if they were to get that shirt, they would get it at shopsportsnet.store. If shopsportsnet.store for all your Dangets and Hat Picks merchandise, you can not only get that shirt, but you can get yourself a Dangets mug, Hat Picks mug, all those wonderful things. But for you, Emily, you can also get it there. No,
perfect, amazing.
We'll figure it out. Don't you worry. We'll get to something.
You know what I wanted to ask you too? I was thinking about this not too long ago. You had probably one of my favorite interactions this year happen earlier. I don't know if you guys remember this, but when you and the rated R superstar Edge. Big WWE fan, that's why I bring that up. But
Of course.
it was so good, Steve. When I saw his response to you,
No!
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
We're good.
We're good. When I saw that response to you, I'm pretty sure I cried of laughter.
Oh, he ate me alive.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Do you still talk to him?
I do. It's the craziest thing. So he's still in my phone. I gave him a picture in my phone, which I don't know if that's creepy, but it's him returning in the 22nd slot at the Royal Rumble just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And every now and then, like, it's pretty rare, but every now and then to just get a text from Edge.
And
it's
casual.
He's such a hoser. Like, he's just every Leafs fan where, like, they'll play a solid game or whatever. Like, I think it was last year they're playing the Flames, and he's just like, love Muzzin. Love Muzzin, love what he
Like, you
brings.
got a random text from Edge, yeah.
Yeah. And who's this? Is this producer Drew? I'm going to leave him on red. Oh, it's Edge.
Yeah. That's insane. That's insane. Awesome.
Yeah, excuse me while I pick up that name I dropped. Jack Campbell. Sorry, that's a Jeff Merrickism. He loves that one. Leafs still in this, but gosh, it feels like they've generated even less this period.
Yeah,
First.
I'm confirming that I feel nothing. I don't feel anything. I feel like nothing is truly happening here, Steve.
Well, what's happening is Kapanen is looking down at the iPad and realizing he doesn't play for the blue team. Very unfortunate for him. He must feel silly. He must feel ridiculous. We only have 4 minutes left in this period. Let me try to get through some more questions here. And we'll yell accordingly if things happen.
Of course.
Kaylee asks, you can only pick one. Which Leaf are you inviting to a holiday party?
I'll let you go first. I want to ask you that first.
Oh, boy. Okay, I need someone I can bounce off of. Because I automatically thought of the coolest Leaf. And to me, I'm fairly certain that's William Nylander. But
yep,
I've spoken to William Nylander.
It doesn't click?
It's not that it doesn't click. It's just he's too cool for me, and like he doesn't talk. He just is.
Right. He's got that vibe. If he's too cool for you, he is definitely going to be too cool for me. So he's out for me, for sure.
Maybe Muzzin. I think Muzzin. He seemed like he'd be a great time. I want to know what he did There you go. Is that a Muzzin jersey?
It is number 8, but I do have my name on the back of it.
But you had it before him.
Yes, I did. I
get it. I have 20, but I had it before Nick Ritchie, so too bad for him.
Sorry, Nick. Love you so much.
I'm not even sorry. At least you said sorry. I'm not even sorry. I want to know what Jake Muzzin did the night the Kings won the Cup in 2014, and I want to know what he did. Oh, Austin, so close. I want to know what he did with his day with the Cup. I want that story.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I would love that story. Yeah, sometimes I forget that he was even on that team. I don't know for me who it would be. I can't go with like favorite players. I don't know that Spezza would be a rager at a holiday party. Not too sure about that, but I don't want to say Austin Matthews. Oh, there he is. Maybe Austin. I feel like if I were to say Austin Matthews, there's a solid chance that Justin Bieber might show up.
Oh, that's a great reason. That's a great reason.
And then we got a party.
So my second answer was actually going to be Jason Spezza.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Because it's it's a holiday party, but if they're on the road for the holiday party, it could be outside where it's nice and warm, and we could need someone to man the barbecue, and who better to man the barbecue than a dad?
And Jason Spezza. That's perfect. That logic and theory works. I'll give that to you.
He's in his late 30s. He's probably got a ton of stories. He's been in the league since like 99, 2000, something like that.
He's got a ton of stories to share with you. Yeah, that's you know what? I'll put him as number 2. I'll put him as number 2, a close second.
There you go. There you go. We got less than 2 minutes to go. The game can turn on its head very fast. I hope it does. Frankly. Okay, here's the improvement.
My face. Still feeling nothing, Steve.
But here's the improvement. The last second period the Leafs played against the Penguins, they allowed 4 goals. So this is good.
Yeah, no, great point. That's very true. Very true.
I want, you know what we haven't really seen, or we haven't seen enough of, I guess, is Austin Matthews with just the Thanos snap. He comes in, it's a relatively ordinary looking play, but he's just, holy smokes, Nick Ritchie just killed a guy. He just comes in and he takes an ordinary play and he makes it extraordinary with his ridiculous shot.
You're right. I haven't seen a lot of that happen just as of yet.
I wonder if we'll get a replay of that Ritchie hit. Oh, no. You don't poke Jack.
Out of there. Out of there.
And Sid is
see a scrap?
word. A great job by Campbell.
Come on. Give me something.
Hit the back of his leg. He's got
Last time
somebody make sure Jack Campbell is okay. He's okay. All right.
Absolutely. Is he okay?
What happened here?
I will give it to Nick Ritchie. I feel like he is setting up some pretty good plays this season.
Not the greatest decision there from Mitch. For everyone who's frustrated with Ritchie, I get it, but also he should have one by now. Like, he's been really unlucky. Forget one, he should have 3. And
yeah.
If he has 3 or 4, we're not talking about how, we're talking about how he's not doing the greatest, but not that he's bad.
He's not bad. I feel like he is getting better. So as much as he's taking the heat, it's not. There is improvement, put it that way.
Yeah, but he's wearing that 0 like a tire around his neck. It's pretty heavy. Final seconds of the period. Magic!
Oh gosh, Steve.
1, 2, 3, magic. Nope, nothing.
Okay.
Well, you know what?
Steve.
With Emily Agard on this stream, the Leafs have their best period of the game so far.
Okay, you spun it. That's good.
Any politicians watching? Hire me.
Right there.
Hire me. I made lemonade out of lemons there. Do you have time for like a couple more questions before you go?
Hit them. Let's go.
Couple more.
Couple more.
Is this Leafs team, this is from Alex, is this Leafs team a contender? If not, what do they change? That's a tough one because
That's loaded. Yeah. That's a loaded question, but I do want to say yes, they are. I do feel like the passion is there more than ever, is what I will say.
Okay. On the roster, you mean?
Yes.
So
does that make sense?
It does. No, because the change after watching the Amazon documentary, I was left so frustrated because I wouldn't have changed anything. I just would have had the team that they assembled play better.
Right.
The bubble team that played Columbus? No, that team sucked. They weren't good. That team, we don't have to rehash it again.
That All or Nothing series left my heart broken. That last episode, I too was crying with you, Jack. But yeah, I don't know. That was actually a quick question. Do we have time? Do I have like 30 seconds to ask you a question? That was one thing I wanted to ask.
Oh yeah, hit me, and then we'll go to break.
So, as a diehard Leafs fan, and like this opened up this question to like all the Leafs fans watching right now, did you like having the opportunity to get that kind of like behind the scenes and watch what was going on, or would you have rather kept that separate from the game? I've been asking a couple of like friends that are Leafs fans, and I've been getting mixed responses, and I'm curious as a diehard fan how you felt.
No, that helped because we didn't learn a ton from it. We did get some really good moments. Sheldon Keefe telling the goalie coach to F off. The series came out shortly after Ilya Mikheyev. Shortly after it was reported that Mikheyev asked for a trade. And then we see early in the series, oh, that's why he asked for one. We got a behind-the-scenes look at why it should have worked with Nick Foligno and why it didn't. But the Mitch Marner stuff, it just confirmed everything we kind of thought. You know what I mean? And while there was nothing the series could do to undo the defeat, I do think it maybe helped Mitch get a few sympathy points, which he badly needed.
He needed it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, oh man.
Okay.
But it ends so abruptly. It's like literally I
wanted more.
Yeah. You follow the journey for like 5 hours and they're like, here's Mitch crying. Here's Jack Campbell crying. End. And I'm like, that's horrible.
That's it. That's all you get.
But, I mean, they could have ended with a parade and they didn't. Gosh. Was that the happy answer that you were hoping for there, Emily?
It was a good answer. No, yeah, like I was saying, it's just like I've been getting a lot of mixed reactions. I've heard a couple friends be like, you know what, I would rather just keep that separate, but I get it. I get both sides for sure. I like seeing the behind the scenes, like you said. It explains a lot, if that. Yeah.
All right. Well, a good coach switches up the lines when things aren't going their way, so I'm gonna watch here. You can watch in your library. Is it a library?
But library office thingy.
You can watch in your office thingy, and the Leafs are gonna win 4-2. There it is.
We're manifesting it. It's going to happen. You know what? Let's get this energy back up. There could be a comeback. There could be a comeback in the third period.
It's going to happen.
I'm manifesting it. Manifesting.
Emily Agard, we can follow you on Twitter at Emily, the way it's spelled, Agard.
I'm impressed. Good for you.
Love
that.
Big brain. Check out the big brain on Steve. And thank you so much for joining us. You really brought out the best period of the game.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. That was fun, Steve. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Emily Agard, and I'm Steve Dangle here on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends, and we will be back after a little bit of Sportsnet original content, you silly geese.
I see this. Am I going to have to drop? Oh, I'm so bad.
We've been challenging the guys to draw their team's logo.
Oh, awful. I'm nervous. Ready?
Anytime. Hold on 1 second.
And my jacket's tight. Jeez.
3, 2, 1. Start getting the head down.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a pretty good start, no?
Oh, that was bad.
Oh jeez, so bad. You got 30 seconds.
30 seconds to do what? It's done.
Yeah, this is gonna be good.
Jeez.
Looks like a high five or like Bart from Simpson. Oh, it's so bad.
I don't know. It's like deformed.
That's the best I got. I think that's all I got. I think there's like little things like that around it, isn't there?
It's like something up here.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Should have made the Toronto Maple Leafs way bigger, huh?
It's really bad, I know.
It's good enough. That's it. Pencils down.
How's
Good
that?
effort.
Hair pretzel, like cowboy hat.
Well, it's something like that, isn't it?
Can I see it?
Yeah. The logo? Yeah. Oh, that's really bad.
This is a masticating hit. Wow.
Oh, my goodness gracious. What a hit.
Hest out of Germany. Oh, he is leveled by Rob Blake. Blake knocked him right up in the air and down to the ice. What a hit check.
Heading more after that line. There's a big hit by Pronger, and that sent Terry into a helicopter spin.
Well, you get up in the air and Chris Pronger sees you coming. It's easy to get spun around in the whirlpool.
Shooting into the far side. Hard on the boards. He tried to jump away from the hit. Hardy is the man who threw the hard hit. Poked free by Stone. He is hammered by Bufflin. Wow, did Bufflin ever level Stone? That is the devastation that Big Buff can bring.
Fed out left wing side, and 2-2 just absolutely leveled there for a leak.
It's a solid check, and it was an open ice check. It was shoulder to shoulder on that hit.
Played ahead for Duchesne. Cuts in. Oh, he is cartwheeled with a check by Orlov. Oh, my. And
That was an unbelievable play.
Stepping up, Owen Cronwall with a big hit. When Nick steps up on someone, you get Cronwall. Here's what we mean.
Senators break out. Danny Amal, the center. And he's hammered by Put-Up. Dion Put-Up, blast Danny Amal, maybe the check of the season.
Up for the middle, stick handling beautifully, but he was hit down for a second and was nailed by P.K. Subban. That was a stiff, hard, and what looked to me to be a very clean hit.
As Jeff Norton has it deep in his own zone. Norton got the goal that tied it up, and he is knocked right through the glass. Jeff Norton got knocked right through the glass by Trevor Linden. Trevor Linden trying to send a message to the St. Louis Blues, and he did with that check.
Sure. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. What is this? There you go. There you go. Let's act composed Let's act like the Leafs are still in this game, which they are. Down 2-0 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Listen, let's act like adults. snnow.ca. If you like watching sports, that's a place you should visit because Sportsnet Now, SN Now, allows you to watch sports. Go to snnow.ca and use the promo code DANGLE20 to get 20% off for 3 months. I almost said 3% off for 20 months. Would that add up to the same thing? Is anyone here good at math? I know I'm not. Anyway, it's 20% off for 3 months. Enter Dangle20 into the thingamajig on the website. So that's us acting like adults. Let's act like dumb, immature people and play a game called Is Steve Wearing Pants? It has brought us luck before. That's a thing that I'm choosing to believe is based in reality. But it's probably not. Is Steve wearing pants? Leave a comment. Leave your guess in the chat. The answer could be very simple, yes and no. It could be the type of pants or shorts or jock. Who knows? Guess. You have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, there's the graphic. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was graceful. It's jeans today. Look at that. Lunges, folks. Look at that. I'm like that dude from TikTok. You know the one. You know the one. He smacks it. Anyway, I'm wearing jeans with a belt inside my own house. You know why? Because even though I'm in my own house, I'm working. I'm a working man. Oh, you know what else? I know why the Leafs are losing, guys. It's my fault. I got my work pants on and everything. Congrats to everyone who guessed correctly, by the way. I got my work pants on. But I always do these streams with my headphones on backwards because I prefer to have the cord on this side instead of that side for no reason in particular. And for this game, so far, I was like this, like an idiot. But on my screen, the way it's flipped, it looks like it's been here the whole time. But then I grab here and I'm like, what? That's why they're losing. We have some questions from the chat as we prepare for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Pittsburgh Penguins. Third period. The Leafs down 2-0, but they could still definitely come back. We've seen them erase 2-goal deficits before. Extreme Gamer, are you surprised by Montreal? No. And no one should be. And I'm not saying that to be a jerk. The reason I am not surprised at all by how much Montreal is struggling is because one thing we knew for sure about last year's Montreal Canadiens team is they weren't a good regular season team. They weren't. And then they lost Shea Weber and Carey Price and Philip Deneau and. What's going right for them right now? Oh, and they lost Jake Allen. It's okay if you lose Carey Price because at least you have Jake Allen. Well, it wasn't going great with him, and then they lost him as well, and it went worse. So am I surprised by Montreal? No. If they get healthy and they recover, would I be surprised? Also no. Starshine. what do you think of sponsorships like TikTok? Will it grow the game? Well, so TikTok is advertising on the Leafs helmets. And how do I put this? Feels like most people who watch Leaf games know what TikTok is. But I also think that's our bubble. You're watching this on YouTube right now, you know what I mean? Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle here on YouTube. You probably know what TikTok is. Not everyone who watches the Leafs game does. And it's not the website it used to be. It's not just a bunch of high school students dancing with their elbows anymore. There's all sorts of stuff on it. You can learn about animals. I follow the Toronto Zoo. I also follow a bunch of people who just talk about animals. It's people popping pimples and like actual dermatologists explaining how to and how not to pop pimples. It's music. It's back in the day, me and you, baby. It's everything, right? So there's something for everyone, which means it appeals to everyone. So does it grow the game? I don't know about that, but it would certainly grow TikTok. Like, I remember we made, you know what feels like a waste of energy now? We made such a big deal about Josh Richards becoming an NHL ambassador. That was like a topic.
6 already this season, so
and then I saw him in a tweet for the first time in about 2 months, and I literally went, oh, that guy. But again, that's my personal experience. Because maybe there are people who follow him. There's millions of people who follow him who are at least checking out some NHL things because of him. Like, I can't look at one guy who I don't follow on TikTok and be like, well, obviously this failed. This experiment failed. The NHL was never trying to attract me to the NHL. I was already there. Whoa! Nick Ritchie scoring. You got to speak it into existence. You got to say it with your chest.
Stick of Matthews, unable to get it to the net. Boy, Nick Ritchie in a good spot again, and that time denied by a forward blocking a shot.
And we've seen numerous times tonight that Marner's been able to win those battles along the boards.
At least with 19 minutes to tie things up here. Dan is Hat Guy watching the game. Oh boy, here come the Penguins. Partial 2-on-1. Over there! Jack Campbell all over the place.
Doing his part to keep the Leafs in this.
Well, that was
McGinn's been dangerous tonight on this checking line for Pittsburgh, but now the Leafs are out, and Justin Hall will steer it down in the Pittsburgh zone. Marcus Pettersson.
Oh,
3 points.
What happened to Tavares? He looked uncomfortable there.
In Pittsburgh.
Was he upset that he missed the puck? Dan asked, as Tristan Jarry makes that save. Oh, Tavares is uncomfortable. Here, before we get to that question, let's have a look at what happened here.
You try to get some early momentum. Here's a 2-on-2 battle that
Well, this is the Matthews line going to work. And Marner doing a great job on Chris Letang and almost setting up Nick Ritchie for a goal.
McGinn with some speed. Watch this rebound as it sort of goes off the stick and
Jack Campbell with the stop on McGinn.
Good job of closing the 5.
No goal on the rebound, and we do not see what happened to John Tavares. Dan is Hat Guy watching the game for the third time. So, I do LFR videos, that's Leafs fan reaction videos, after every single Leafs game. But, because you guys helped me raise over $50,000 for Easter Seals Ontario, which is a charity that helps out kids with physical disabilities, I promised I would let Hat Guy, he's a guy who wears a hat, make my entire LFR video for this game. So that's what we're going to do. Excuse me. I'm choking just like hopefully the Penguins do. Nick, you can add one player to the Leafs that isn't McDavid or Draisaitl with no cap implications. Who do you pick? Ooh. Okay.
That allows you to continue to play aggressively, maybe take a few chances when your goaltender can settle you down like that.
Now it's Spezza with Bunting and Simmons. Here's Wayne Simmons.
I do have an answer, and I don't think it's going to be popular.
Tried to get it to Spezza and Rodriguez.
I was just waiting to see what happened with that play. So, you're probably thinking along the lines of, well, who are the other top 5 players in the world? Nikita Kucherov is a very good answer. This is assuming he's healthy. He'd be good on the wing of Matthews or Tavares, don't you think? There's Nathan McKinnon. Same deal.
Coach and medical staff about how to manage his workload best away from games. They'll design practices at times specifically to keep
You want to know my answer?
shots away from Campbell's end of the rink if he feels he needs the rest. Sometimes he'll say he wants more work.
I don't know if it's a great answer.
Still not close, however. The plan is, however, that man there,
Screw it, I'm going to try it.
on Long Island tomorrow.
Victor Hedman. One, to see John Tavares play with Victor Hedman. Anyone who remembers that draft will laugh. Big stop by Campbell. But also, he is the big, studliest defenseman that the Leafs have lacked for a long time. Morgan Riley is very good. Jake Muzzin is very good. Victor Hedman is unreal, and Pierre Engvall gets stopped. Penguins now starting to outshoot the Leafs in a game where they're up 2. It's just unacceptable from the Leafs. I know they've won 10 of 11, but you want more pushback against a team that absolutely ran your show last time you played. And here comes another partial 2-on-1. Jack Campbell with the stop. So you might go, Steve, why didn't you pick a right-handed defenseman? And the answer is, have you looked at Tampa's right side? Can you name Tampa's right side? Because I know when they won in the bubble, they were using Zach Bogosian, who was the Leaf last year, and Luke Shen. Cernak is good. And then we're talking about like Jan Ruda, who's fine. And I don't even know who the third guy is. Their left side, Hedman, McDonough, Sergachev. Yeah, buddy. That's good stuff. You run out a left side of Hedman, Riley, Muzzin. I promise you don't worry who's playing the right. Because you can plan accordingly. The puck is going there. Where's the other team attacking? There.
Spun off Brody back to the line, and Marino fumbled that and fires it right back in. 4 minutes.
Scared to look down at my phone because of all the action. General, do we need more physical players like Curtis Gabriel and Kyle Clifford in the everyday lineup? Here's what I would say to that. It's not that the Leafs need more physical players. It's that they need their players to play more physically. Does that make sense? It's a shame the Leafs had such poor results against Montreal in the playoffs because Matthews was trucking everyone. Like, all you ask of your talented guys, all you ask
2 goals in his last 3 games
is
they need to get him going offensively on it.
if you're not scoring, if it's not going in for you, if you're struggling, you do other things that help you succeed. And Matthews did. He did that whole series. He was laying hits, playing fast, pretty decent defensively. I think at the beginning of Game 5, the Matthews line was outscoring the Montreal Canadiens 3-0. And people were looking at that like, oh my God, they only have 3 goals? Yeah, but the whole point is to outscore the other team, and they're doing it 3-0. That's good.
David Kampfu go back to under 16 days.
Is this Pierre Engvall playing against Andre Kasha? Or is it David Kampf playing with Andre Kasha? That's what it is. There we go. Yeah, they've been friends for a long time. Very cool. Very cool. Anyway, that answer sort of trailed off because a bunch of things happened. But
think of pairs, you often think of the offensive
we're about
guys
5
in
minutes
pairs
into
like
this period.
Marner and
Leafs still not at 20 shots.
Nylander and Tavares, and there's a defensive
Oh, sorry.
pairing that has
So,
that same kind of bond.
do they need more physical players? No, because like they got Clifford. Here's just the guys in the minors: Clifford, Gabriel. They could sign a guy like Curtis Douglas. Who, by the way, did you know the Marlies have a guy who's 6'9"? And there's also Rich Clune, who they have had play NHL games for them, and he's the captain of the Toronto Marlies. I don't think that's the problem. Last year against the Montreal Canadiens, I don't think the problem was the Leafs weren't physical enough. They got good series out of almost everybody. That's the part that no one wants to hear, is they got good series out of almost everyone. There are legitimate arguments that Jack Campbell outplayed Carey Price. And if that happens, the Leafs should win the series every single time. But it was literally just the top two dudes didn't score. And also John Tavares got hurt. But you can't use that as a crutch because guys get hurt in the playoffs. Tampa won a cup without Steven Stamkos. You know what I mean? Andrew, how do you maintain your energy for these streams and night of videos? Jump cuts. No, I don't know. I think I'm just wired. Because I'm not one of those Energizer Bunny guys. I know I come across that way, but I've been tired all day. I've been sleepy all day. I got a 1-year-old. I took him to see Santa Claus. I raked the leaves. I'm very tired. But then the Leaf game is on, and I'm talking to thousands of people. And I don't know if you know this, but I react very emotionally. Oh, Cappy. I react very emotionally to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it's difficult to fall asleep in front of thousands of people. And then for the LFR videos, I get excited for those. Even though they're not live, I get excited. Oh! Big honestly, Campbell's having a really good game. It's not just the saves he's making, or the amount of saves he's made, sorry, it's the saves he's making. He's really kept this game close. They just need to get one here for crying out loud. And then they're in it. TJ Brody jumping up into the rush. Yeah, for the LFR videos, I'm excited. First LFR video of the season, I'm always like nauseous. I get nervous for it. I care. See, this is a bad tendency the Leafs had earlier in the season. See how they're crushing Pittsburgh in possession? They're crushing them by almost 6 minutes. Getting outshot by 8! So what are you... It's great to possess the puck. It's great. It's great. What are you doing with it? Are you doing anything with it? And what I gather from those numbers is no! You've had the puck for 8 more minutes than your opponent, and they're out shooting you by 8? That's inexcusable. No way. No way. Can't happen. Leslie, what is Justin Hall worth on the trade block? You getting a penalty here? What happened? Cappy, get in the box.
And the fans reacting to it. That's a good hard work shift. Keep the play alive. Campbell makes a great save at one end to keep it a 2-goal game, and you follow it up with a hard offensive.
Kapanen robbed.
At the other end that creates this penalty there. Kasha with the aggressive move.
Oh, Kasha got a nasty slash there. And the Leafs should be heading to the power play once we come back from this commercial break. What is Justin Hall worth on the trade block from Leslie? Ooh. Let me talk my way into this answer, because I don't have an answer. But I'm going to talk my way into figuring it out. What are the Leafs up to? Because we know they're a cap team. But then Ilya Mikheyev got hurt. And then Peter Mrazek got hurt. And then they acquired Kyle Clifford, who makes $1 million. And you're like, how can they afford Kyle Clifford? He makes $1 million. But Ilya Mikheyev was on injured reserve. And so is Peter Mrazek. And also you can bury Kyle Clifford's entire cap hit. I don't think the Leafs got Clifford to not use him. So we're either going to see him at some point within the next 25 days or we're not going to see him at all. Unless someone gets hurt. Because he does not have to clear waivers to go up and down right now because he already cleared waivers with the St. Louis Blues. That's why the Leafs made that trade. So what I had heard is the Leafs were looking at potentially trading Justin Hall or Travis Dermott in order to free up cap space. And what I would say to Leslie, even though your question is what is Hall worth, the value the Leafs were going to get back was cap space. They were going to clear one of their defensemen because they saw it as a cap move. Because of the injuries to Mikheyev and Mrazek, which obviously you don't celebrate, it hurts your team when you lose guys. But because those guys run LTIR, I wonder if that did some of the work. I wonder if that helped the cap situation in terms of keeping those guys. Because even though, I mean, Justin Hall's having a really frustrating year. Even though he's having a really frustrating year, I'm not sure this team is better without him. And by without him, I mean without him and getting nothing in return. Like trading Justin Hall and getting like a pick back? How does that help? The Leafs have the top power play in the entire NHL in the month of November at 41%. That's unbelievable. They had one earlier tonight. Emily and I basically talked through it because nothing happened. So on this one, with 90 seconds to go, we got to hope something happens. That's a bad start.
Get it clear as we hit the 9-minute mark of the third period. 40 seconds gone in the Carter penalty. And Riley tied up there by Bluger.
Riley with the battle. He holds on to it.
Matthews ahead. Marner watched by both.
Leafs getting nowhere fast.
Bluger heads to the bench on a change.
Penguins with a really aggressive penalty kill.
Yet to register a shot.
So you can see why they would like Kasperi Kapanen. He definitely helps with that. So the Penguins clear again, and it looks like the Leafs are going to get the big guys off the ice. Or maybe it's just a partial change. They get Spezza on. Yeah, I think the whole second unit's coming on. First unit's getting nothing right now. Sandin has not had a good night. Him having a good power play would be good. Austin still hasn't left the ice.
Here's Jason Spezza trying to center it, and that goes off the stick of Aston Reese.
He still hasn't left the ice.
Matthews stays up.
I guess he's just staying out there. Ovi styles. Oh boy, this power play stinks. They've been, obviously, they're the hottest power play in the NHL month of November, and they haven't even played the Canucks. Sorry, I have to make fun of a team that's not the league. Oh my God, this power play's terrible. This particular power play was brutal. They didn't get a single shot. Good Lord, throw a muffin on net, see what happens. What is that?
Wasn't shoot in, knocked the stick out of the hands of McGinn.
Why did they give Nick Ritchie a stick? Did you see his body language there on the offside? I don't know what I'm doing.
For the most part, protecting.
No, it's not great.
Leads of late in this run of
Again,
10 wins in 11.
I know the Leafs have won 10 of 11. Tied for third in the NHL. But you can't tell me this game didn't mean a little more to you because it's the Penguins. What are you doing, Pierre?
Like Sullivan just saying, we know the situation. That was a huge power play opportunity for Toronto, and it was basically dominated by the penalty kill.
Camp dumps it in. It's played past Kasha and around, and Pittsburgh's out.
So Pierre turns back at the blue line because it's better to hold on to the puck than dump it in.
Did some work along the boards and
so the Leafs, after maintaining the puck because of that, dump it in and lose it. You see what I mean? They're holding on to it, which is great. It's better to have the puck than not to have it. And they're doing nothing with it. They haven't got a shot since I last told you that possession number, and they had a power play.
Back into Pittsburgh ice. Can't force that shot through to the net.
You're going to see the... Look at this!
Gets it back for the Leafs. But Pittsburgh
8:46 to 3:15 ozone possession.
Morgan Riley back in his own
Oh.
zone with under 8 minutes left in the third.
This has been a frustrating game offensively as you're always seemingly
And some of
going
that
through a
score
couple of
effects, too.
Pittsburgh Penguin sticks when you
Because the
turn
Penguins have
puck
been
over.
leading basically all game. Leafs got to get something, anything. I don't hate that shot from Matthews. Like, put anything on net. Hey, for those of you watching the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Toronto Maple Leafs right now, ooh, Kasperi Kapanen not looking too comfortable there. Click like, click subscribe, and tell all your friends. This is Watch the Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. We're going to be doing this every single Saturday that the Leafs play. And there's a reason that I tell you that. Next Saturday, and a lot of you are learning this for the first time, there's no Leafs game. I know. They play, I think it's Sunday in Anaheim. Next week is the Leafs late week because they're going on the California road trip, which I got to tell you, for a guy who makes night of videos, is always fun. I don't think I'll be doing them night of. I don't feel like shooting the video at 1:30 in the morning, friends. I know they have a 10:30 game in there, but we're doing Watch the Leafs Game with Steve Dangle every single Saturday that the Leafs play. Also, you silly goose, when you're not watching the Leafs game with Steve Dangle, you can watch whatever you want on Sportsnet now. Go to snnow.ca, and if you're like, Steve, I don't want to pay full price, you don't have to. We're tight. We're pals. So what you get, DANGLE 20. Use Dangle20 as the promo code, and you get 20% off of Sportsnet now for 3 months. That adds up to 60%. No, I don't know math. All I know is it's 20% for 3 months. snnow.ca. Go there. Get a discount. Don't pay full price. Be like, I know Steve. And they'll be like, oh, 20% off, 3 months. Nick Ritchie, future goal scorer for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's getting one right now, right here on this ship. Penguins breakout. This looks bad.
Try to get that spark for the last 7.5.
Hey, yo, Leafs got a shot.
Morgan Riley and that pass centered, but the shot blocked.
Ooh.
Brody starts out for the Leafs.
TJ Brody.
Pass Dumoulin, and on the second try is able to get it in.
He plays a very simple game, but he does stuff every now and then where you're like, TJ?
Matthews swept it around, and Liljegren arrived just in time. Ricochet towards
oh, I thought Mitch might have got a high stick there.
Another example where a pass doesn't get through.
How are the shots in this period 10-3 for Pittsburgh? The Leafs are losing. There's 7 minutes left. That's disgraceful. Oh, but they've had the puck. Do something!
That one looks like it's underneath Matheson from an angle. A shot near the side of the net. Kerfoot and Matheson continue to battle. Up with it is Tavares trying to come out in front. Now it's
what if teams let the Leafs have it because they're not dangerous? That's how they were at the beginning of the season. And they've done a very good job getting away from that. But boy. Does this look like the October Leafs? The early October. Well, there was no early October Leafs. The mid-October Leafs. They do look mid.
Muzzin for Simmons. Wayne Simmons over the line. Lots of Flyer Penguin battles.
You guys watch AEW?
Bouncing puck for Bunting. Now Spencer back for Bunting in front.
Get in!
Big stop, Jari as Simmons.
Get a greasy one. Got under 6 minutes to go. It's a good fourth line shift here. Penguins have done a real good job. Whoop, never mind. I was going to say they've done a good job of breaking it out. Not there. Oh, yeah. Oh! Michael Bunting, almost. The Scarborough line going to work. Wayne Simmons, Scarborough. Michael Bunting, Scarborough, Jason Spezza, friends with the two of them. And Michael Bunting draws the tripping call. Jason Zucker going ballistic because he thinks that was a dive. And folks, it might have been. Bunting got so close. I want to see this penalty. Leafs going to the power play here. They have to do something with it.
Skate to skate as Bunting does a good job.
I mean,
power play of the game.
Does he go down easy? Yeah. Was he hooked? Yeah. Would I say the same thing if it was the other way around? I don't have time to answer that question. I got to get to another one. Legacy. Did Dubas make a mistake trading away Freddie? No, Legacy. He made a mistake losing Freddie for nothing. There's a difference. No, okay. Making Jack Campbell the starter makes sense based on last season. The Leafs are a cap team. They had an option of having their starting goalie be A, very good, and B, make $1.65 million rather than pay Freddie $4.5, which is a discount, by the way. It's less than he made. And there's something insulting about that. Like, is Freddie really going to sign a deal for less than he already made with the Leafs? He'll do that for the Hurricanes. Will he do that for the Leafs? I don't think so. So it made sense to move on from Freddie, keeping in mind he plays behind one of the better defensive teams in the entire league in Carolina. It's not surprising to me that Freddie's having success, but it's even less surprising that he's having that success with Carolina. The odd decision then is Mrazek. And I have a hard time criticizing that move because the dude hasn't even really played. Now, why'd you go out and get an injury-prone goalie? I mean, Jack Campbell has that reputation too, but I tell you what, through, 18 games so far this season, are the Leafs getting another power play? Or a 5-on-3? I think they are. They are. Matthews got tripped, and with 5 minutes to go, the Leafs are getting a 5-on-3, and you have no other option. The puck goes in. You're scoring now. You're scoring now. You're scoring now. Zach Aston Reese with the trip on Austin Matthews. They don't even go to the bench. Let's talk it out amongst each other. We got the best power play in the NHL in the month of November. A shade under 41%. Two-man advantage for 1:49. You score here or you start the bus. You don't even start the bus. You all live here. You walk across the street sad and forlorn that you got shut out by the Pittsburgh Penguins. So tell you what, score instead. Oh! Mitch has had so many opportunities tonight. Leafs still with just 23 shots. It's just not enough in a game that you've been losing almost the whole time. And had the puck a lot. Oh! Oh! Over a minute to go still in the two-man advantage.
Riley across. Riley in the middle.
Morgan Riley, hold it, hold it. Oh! Oh! Mitch with a great play to Willie.
Matthews now with a minute remaining
Austin
in the first penalty as he
going
comes
for a little
up
skate.
high. Plays it across for Riley. Nylander in
Oh!
the slot. That block.
Oh boy. Pittsburgh must have been dog-tired there because they had a 2-on-1. Big boys stay out. I don't think the Leafs changed. Did they change anybody? Oh boy, Morgan Riley in a race with Brian Rust. You can't have that. Can't have that, man. Just over 30 seconds to go. You have to score here. The game's essentially over. Stranger things have happened. Like, that's terrible body language for Matthews, by the way.
As the frustration builds. Now it's Tavares in. Across, loose in front,
Oh!
and that's another
Oh!
crossbar for Nylander.
Willie missing up high.
2 on the night.
Sandin out there now. Blocked. Ooh, who's that? They're down. They're down and they're not getting up in a hurry. Matthews wires it. The two-man advantage is over. Leafs still in the power play for another 10 seconds. Almost in minutes. That would be nice. Here come the Penguins, and they kill it off. Oh, what a stop! What a stop by Campbell, and the puck goes the other way. Ah! Ah! Did someone punch the camera? Uh-oh. Okay. We're having a tech issue, and we will hopefully not have a tech issue very soon. Ah! Ah! No! I'm very sad. I'm very sad right now. The Leafs had a two-man advantage. They didn't capitalize. The Penguins almost scored on a 2-on-1. No, it's okay. Is Steve enjoying his coffee? What's his stress level? Very high. Jack Campbell stops that 2-on-1, and now we're sitting in the dark. What is going on? Here we go. 2 minutes to go.
With the goaltender pulled to get even against Pittsburgh.
You know what? Say what you want about that. It was the most exciting thing that's happened to the Leafs all game. Holy crap. Get one. Get one. There's the Kasha line. Modified. Kerfoot with Kasha and Engvall.
The lead net is empty, and Kerfoot's got it. Kerfoot trying to force it through for Kasha. Absorbed a hit off the side of the net Engvall. Now it's in the slot, and Kasha
Nothing's going the Leafs' way tonight.
No icing. And both teams make changes as Muzzin heads back up ice.
Just over a minute to go. You know what's amazing?
Best chance, a crossbar on the 5-on-3.
Is the talent the Leafs have. I'm still like, oh, I don't know, they could do it. Let's be honest, probably not. Just don't get shut out at home. Like, you're doing so well. This team ran you out of their building last time. You're offside, you're offside, you're offside. Okay. Leafs are outscoring, or sorry, no they're not. The Penguins are outscoring the Leafs 9-1 on Saturdays this season. And I know that because you've watched me stream both of them.
So many close calls in tight. Tristan Jarry down and did a heck of a job.
I got a tweet from someone named Corey. Don't. Oh, let's look at this save again. Yeah, he fanned on it, but I don't care. That's amazing. Corey said, "Don't do the hat guy LFR tonight." First of all, I'm not doing the hat guy LFR tonight. It's hat guy who's doing it. Oh, how did this go in? What? What? Oh, no way. I didn't know it snuck through. I was wondering how Sandin got it.
Jack Campbell, 29 stops on the night. Tristan
Give Hat Guy a better game later down the line. Doesn't have to be a win. It has to be better than whatever this is. Corey, you're underestimating Hat Guy, and I won't stand for it.
Good goaltending early in the year with their lack of players in the lineup. This has been one
Jake, can Hat Guy do a podcast? All right, let's walk before you can run. Here, all right. Hey, Berkey.
On the road for 11 of 14, and some saying that the run of 15 straight playoff
Former Sportsnet employee. And did he do anything else? I don't think so.
Most of the hands on deck, and Malkin still to come. This Pittsburgh team still looks like
Leafs 20 seconds away. Can the Penguins make it 10? They're outscoring the Leafs 9-1 on Saturdays. Can they make it 10? Or could the feed die again? That would just be the icing on the cake. And the Pittsburgh Penguins preserve the shutout for Tristan Jarry. The 26 save shutout for the All-Star.
So often about the importance of the first goal. You mentioned it.
It was an All-Star.
5-4 are the Penguins when they don't
Leafs
score
get shut
first.
out on home ice on a Saturday,
Excellent after the second
and
one went in,
all of a
who
sudden,
gets the pats on the head from
a
his
team
teammates
that had won 10 of 11 loses the first half of a back-to-back at home and goes to play the New York Islanders tomorrow with Joseph Woll and nets. Now, the Calgary Flames are currently beating the Islanders as we wrap up Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle here. The Calgary Flames, with 3.5 minutes to go, are beating the Islanders 3-2. But you know that blue and orange fan base is going to be jacked up for John Tavares coming back, because they always are. And Joseph Woll is going to be playing just his second NHL game. That is a potential recipe for a bad time. The Leafs, here's how it works. You might be like, oh, Steve, you're overreacting because they've won 10 of 11. Well, now 10 of 12. Yeah? Well, the Leafs credit that one win, that one comeback win against the Chicago Blackhawks as a moment that galvanized them, as a moment that turned their season around. You lose 2-0 on home ice to a team that absolutely spanked you last time you play them, and then you go into Long Island and you potentially leave a young goalie out to dry. I'm just saying, they better win tomorrow, because I don't like the idea of what could happen to this team. Thank you all for watching tonight. Thank you to Emily Agard for joining us. Once again, in our description, you can make a donation to Hockey Fights Cancer. That would be great, because screw cancer. I would use stronger language, but I won't. Also, snnow.ca. If you want 20% off of Sportsnet Now for 3 months, use the promo code DANGLE20. But for now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Visit shopsportsnet.store for your hat picks and dang it's merchandise. Losing 2-0 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's a dang it.